Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Mid-Card Express with yours truly, Ray and Ryder.
Yo, what's going good, guys?
There he is. What's going good? So, today is going to mark the first episode of our Match Rewind kind of series where we go back and we watch matches from the history, or from, back in the day, of... What am I saying? We go back and we watch matches that we'd never really seen before, or that we seen but don't remember much of. Jeez, I can't talk right now. Hold on.
Or we just want to go back and watch some good matches.
Yeah.
Or maybe some really bad matches, depending,
So yeah, we just go back in the day, pick out a match, watch it, make a video on it. And today just so happens to be Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Dude Love Over the Edge 1998. Now, this match
So the
was...
WWF Championship.
Yes. I was going to say that, but then I was like, whatever. But that is an important thing, so I probably should have said it. But, basically, the way that I came up with doing this match, because this was my suggestion, and if you're confused on what this whole series is, Ryder had suggested that we do a series where me and him pick a match, we watch it on either a Saturday or a Sunday, and then we review it. So I picked this match, and basically, I'd never really had a standout Stone Cold Steve Austin match. I've never really watched him because I'm 20 years old, so I didn't grow up watching him. But I just did a Google search of Stone Cold's best matches, but I went to like the middle of the list, and this one happened to be there, so I just thought we'd give it a try, so we'll let you know how it was.
Do you remember what number one on the list was?
Nope. But I'm pretty sure it had to do with The Rock.
It was probably the Bret Hart match.
Oh. I know it wasn't the Owen match. Considering he broke his fucking neck.
Yeah, it was horrible.
But yeah, so this match, obviously, as you can see on the screen and in the title and all that, it dates back to 98, which was the year I was born, so obviously I didn't fucking watch this match live.
You
So
didn't watch it live, dude?
no, unfortunately not. I think I popped out of the womb like 13 minutes after the match or something. But so basically the match starts, well, the segment starts with, who was it? Howard Finkel? Is that who it was?
Yeah, it was Howard Finkel who introduced the guest ring announcer.
Yeah.
Pat
Patterson, yep. Who
And
announced
he announced Gerald Briscoe as the guest timekeeper.
And then
And then he announced Vince McMahon as the special guest referee.
which obviously if you are a wrestling fan, you understand Stone Cold and Vince. The huge rivalry there. One of the best rivalries in wrestling history. Just
I think Vince McMahon is the greatest heel in wrestling history.
you don't even have to try.
Were they not extremely hated though? They were getting booed.
Dude.
It was like trash being thrown everywhere. Oh my god.
They defined the Attitude Era. Well, Stone Cold did, but
Yes.
Stone Cold and Vince McMahon, because Vince is the boss and Stone Cold's rebellious and whatnot. So, God, dude, like that rivalry is something else. So I'd hope that if you're a wrestling fan, you can correlate, or not correlate, but understand the rivalry. So you can obviously see it's a big deal. Vince is now going to be the special guest ref in Stone Cold's title match. So that put two and two together. But then I'm pretty sure after Vince was announced as the special guest ref, both the competitors just had their entrances.
Yeah, it was Dude Love, then Austin, and Austin's so over.
Dude, it's as me and Ryder, since me and Ryder did not grow up around this era, we know that Stone Cold's a popular, wrestler, and he was a big deal at the time. But no matter how many times I've heard Stone Cold enter, the pop always wows me at just how loud it is and how over he really was at almost every point in his career outside of WCW.
That's because he was like the top guy, and like nobody actually hated him.
It was
the top
crazy.
guys now, people don't always like him because they're like, he's not that great. But Austin was like, everybody loved Austin because Austin. And he's awesome.
It was, yeah. So hearing the pop is like, it kind of already gets you ready for the match. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, dude, I forgot, dude. Stone Cold, like, such a loud pop. But that's not the only pop when it comes to entrances.
Nope.
Because all of a sudden you hear the bells toll, and it's the one and only Kane. Just kidding. It's the Undertaker. It's the Undertaker. Didn't Kane debut in '98 though?
He debuted in '96.
Oh shit.
He debuted during the first Hell in a Cell.
Edit that out so I don't look like a retard. Okay, anyway, I'm just kidding.
Which I think was in '96. So.
But no, Undertaker comes out, and Ryder might be able to help me here a little bit. I'm not entirely sure the significance, other than I know they said that it was to make sure Vince calls it down the middle.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why, because I don't know who he's feuding with. If it's like he just wants, does he just want a shot at the belt? So it's like, I don't understand. I can't understand why he cares if it's called down the middle.
I think he was like part of the Ministry of Darkness at this point, and so he was against Vince. Maybe, I think is at that point.
But sure. I just don't know why it matters if he calls it down the middle. I'm trying to just think. I think he was more out there just as a symbol. I think maybe JR, since JR like can think of things on the fly for it to make sense on why something's happening, that he might have just said that. Because like JR is really good at like just coming up with a reason for people to believe. Like, oh, okay, Undertaker's out here for that reason, kind of deal. So I don't know, but he was out there nonetheless. And
yeah, I don't know the story of him.
He was getting pops obviously back then. I mean, it's the Undertaker. He's gonna get pops back then. But then no, the match just starts. Pretty sure that's about it for the whole beginning fiasco.
Yeah.
Because it was a good like what 5-7 minutes of all that.
Yeah, it was pretty long. Yeah, it was pretty.
But I'd say the match started off like a typical, Stone Cold Mick Foley match. Like when you think of the competitors, it's just some lockups, some hits, some clotheslines, some knockdowns, some takeovers. Some
brawling. Vince was definitely playing heel ref, where he was like doing slow counts for Austin, like fast counts on Austin when Dude Love was on him, until like Undertaker was like, "Yeah, he knocked that off. Yeah, knock that shit off right now." Then like stop.
Yeah. But the match definitely had like a big turning point. Like it picked up real quick, I would say. Because what happened was, it was just they're inside the ring having a match. They go outside the ring, and Vince, I think it was Austin was thrown over the announce table, and then Vince had changed it to a no DQ match.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, he just fly.
They kept saying this is just a reminder that it's a no DQ. It's like, it's not a reminder. It's like they changed the rule.
It just made it up on the fly.
So it's like, they kept saying that and it was bothering me. But yeah, so one of the announcers got like just kicked right in the face. That was pretty funny.
How about that clothesline or the barricade where like
oh, he just eats the back of his head on the concrete?
Yeah, yep. Just he hit him pretty hard too. He just hit him right over. He went right down on his head, right on the con. Jesus Christ.
I know Mick Foley's known for, kicking his own ass, but that's just stupid.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder,
so unnecessary.
Like you can do dangerous stuff, like getting thrown off a cell, but like doing that just dumb,
hitting your head against the concrete, like
taking a suplex on the steps is really stupid.
Yeah. Like
not
hitting your head and not hitting your head is not going to make the move like that much more impactful to the crowd, probably.
Yeah.
Back then, or even now, but I'd say right there though is when the match just picked up.
Yep.
Because what was it? They brawled a little bit more. They were near the entrance ramp, I believe, when it was.
Yeah, eventually they made it up to the entrance ramp, and all of a sudden it became a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Right when he announced it too, right for a pin. That was funny to me.
It was like, yeah, it was like he hit the neck breaker on the concrete to Austin, I believe. And then it was like, oh, this is now a falls count anywhere match. It's like, okay.
It was like, this is now a falls count anywhere, and it just goes 1, 2. I was like, Jesus, they're ready. He was ready for that. You know, fucking around.
Then they brought a little bit more up to the entrance ramp, and they're like, the set had like cars, like these like damaged cars, like destroyed cars on the set, and Austin ran after Love, and he backdropped Austin into like the one car.
Broke the windshield with his feeties.
Which made it like sound and look good.
Yes, yes.
Probably didn't hurt at all, but
I noticed when he slid off the car roof too, he hit his head on the concrete, so everybody just throwing their head on the concrete back in '98.
Nobody cared. Yeah, nah, who cares the fuck about getting concussions?
Yeah, who cares? So there was actually there's actually a couple car spots.
Yeah, there was.
But that was really all that was around, so I don't know what else they would have used there.
Yeah, there was a flapjack to Austin on a car.
Yep.
Then they ended up brawling on top of the car, and
that was when he went to hit the stunner, wasn't it?
Yeah, he went to hit the stunner, and like Love ends up throwing him over the car. Like he just throws him over this other car that was on top of this car. It's really hard to describe this set without seeing it.
Yeah, it's just a pile of junk cars, basically.
There was like a light post hanging above that they were.
Yeah, it's all weird.
Yeah, but anyways, they threw Austin over the car, which from the angle they showed when it happened, it was like, oh, he just went right over the car, like landed on the concrete. Then when they show like the angle later, or like the replay, it was like so safe because he just like slides down, and like puts his hands down. Like,
yeah, he landed on his feet.
Yeah.
But he basically just like belly flopped on it. That was pretty funny.
Then he and then I noticed this, and I was like, this is such a Mick Foley move. Mick Foley's still in the car, and Austin's like on the side of the car, and he does like a sunset flip where Mick Foley literally just jumps on his back onto the concrete, and like Austin just like goes over so slowly into a pin.
I was about to say, I wanted to add, I almost forgot until you said that. It's so funny how safe Austin was and how unsafe Mick Foley was. It is like unbelievable. It's like, I wonder why Austin's career was so much longer. Like, oh, it's actually insane.
Yeah, he just takes a big old back bump right on the concrete. It was
yeah, Austin with the slowest rollover of his life.
So
goes for the pin, kicks out.
Yeah,
gotta love it.
And
then he pulls another Mick Foley bump shortly after, when Austin's on the floor, still on the outside by the cars. After hitting a backdrop, he backdropped him, and because it looked like Stone Cold was gonna go for one of them sit-out pile drivers, which, to be honest, that's a safe move, if done right. So if he would have done that on the outside, it would have been completely safe. But instead, it took the other route and just took a bump on the concrete.
Hey, so here was the actual one bump that Austin took.
Yeah, that's true.
Backdrop onto the concrete.
That's true. It's so hard to tell if it's concrete or carpet, though, the way it looks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way, it would suck. But there happens to be a car that's long ways that I almost keep saying Mick Foley, but Dude Love, same, whatever.
Yeah, I think I kept calling him Mick Foley too, but whatever.
Climbs up, he gets on this car, and, you know, at the time, I knew, and if you know anything about Mick Foley or Dude Love or Ketchjack, the only move he really does from the top rope is an elbow drop, or from a distance, or a height, he does an elbow drop. So I'm instantly wondering how he's going to do this, because I'm thinking, okay, if Austin moves, how's he going to do this? So he runs off the car, jumps up. I see that he's going to land on his feet, so I'm like, okay, so at least he's going to land on his feet. His feet barely touch the ground, and he just slams on his side. I'm like, what did I expect? Like, he just, bam, just right on his arm. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, catch yourself, please.
I know.
Like, please don't be doing that. So, that right there was like, I felt my ribs crack. But luckily, they make it back to the ring. And Austin's busted at this point.
Yes, he got busted. sometime
right
after
before the
thrown
elbow
into
drop.
cars.
Yeah, it was right before the elbow drop.
You could see when he went into blade too.
Yep.
He like went over and he like just sat on his he just like holding his head over a car. So
yeah, and there's one way to tell with blading if it's done right. Like Austin did a perfect blade where by the end of the match it was no more bleeding. Like you saw at the end of the match he was pretty much clean, no blood.
Yeah.
So but definitely wanted to add that he was busted because that does make a match better to me at least, or add to it. But they make it back to the ring. And, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a chair was introduced pretty much right after.
Well, they get in the ring, then, like, Pat Patterson interferes on Austin, then, like, Dude Love takes over a little bit, and he ends up slamming him into the, exposed turnbuckle that he had.
That's right, yep. That's right.
And, then he hits his, like, running knee that he usually does.
Dude, that looked really aggressive.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
That's a really known Foley move.
Yeah.
The running knee. And then I think Pat Patterson went and got a chair and gave it to Dude Love. I think so. Either way, he ends up he hits Foley, he hits Austin in the ribs with the chair, then he hits him in the back. And then he did a double arm DDT onto the chairs for the kick out.
Which Jim Ross marked.
Yeah,
he popped for the kick out.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was kind of funny, too. Because I was watching and it was like Mick Foley hit the double arm DDT. And it's like 1, 2, and JR is just like, oh, it's over. But then it's like, he kind of like, it's not over. It's like, he went to like this monotone, like, it's over. To like this, it's not over. And he just like got real invested all of a sudden. That was really funny.
Yeah. And then, I think Austin ended up in the corner and like, Dude Love ended up running at him with the chair and Austin kicked it in his face. So he dropped the chair. Austin picks it up and just waffles him right in the head with the steel chair.
No, wait. Did you notice what he did before that?
What?
He takes the chair and like hits it on the top rope to like get the crowd ready, but it bounced up and hits him in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Not as bad as the Rock's version.
Oh, no.
But it still hit him in the head. So that was funny. But then he mollywops him with the chair. Like, just Austin takes one to the ribs, with Foley's hand covering the chair nice and safe. Takes one to the back, which is, whatever, back. Austin grabs the chair, hits him right in the head.
Hits him right in the head. Then he goes down to the count. And this is where Vince went full heel ref, so he decided not to count at all. He was like, I'm not counting. Nope, no count from me.
Yeah, a lot happened right here.
Yeah, this is like at the end of the match where like everything just happened all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That's like on my notes. I was like, oh my god, what the hell? I had to like pause it like 3 times to like write everything down.
Yeah.
But so Vince refuses to count. Austin's pissed off, so he gets up, gets in his face. Dude Love, meanwhile, gets up, grabs the chair, goes to hit Austin. I guess he want to hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah, but not actually.
Yeah.
He ain't taking that hit.
So Austin, spider senses started tingling, so he just dove out of the way and dodged it. And Love nails Vince McMahon right in the head with the steel chair. God, I hate seeing headshots with steel chairs.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's not fun. So, and then I think
it was Pat Patterson first.
Well, then Austin hit the stunner.
Oh yeah, my bad.
He had a stunner. He goes to pin. Another ref comes down. Counts 1, 2. Pat Patterson pulls the ref out. And then Dude Love, I think, got on the mandible claw or something, and he had him down. And Pat Patterson goes in the count, the 3, and Undertaker pulls Pat Patterson out of the ring. Choke slams him through a table.
Which right there, I was confused because I'm thinking, okay, so I'm thinking Undertaker's out there to like help make sure that Vince calls it down the middle because he's like wants Dude Love to win kind of deal, but then he keeps him from winning. So that's when I got really confused.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Taker was against Vince though, so.
But like, why would he have stopped? Oh, I get it. Okay, I got you. He didn't want Austin to win, but he didn't want Vince to get his way either.
Well, it was Love that had the pin on Austin with
Yeah,
Pat
yeah.
Patterson.
Yeah, no. And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, he just didn't want Vince's guy to win, kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, chokeslams Pat Patterson right through the table.
Beautifully.
So,
love to see it.
Gerald Briscoe gets in the ring, starts to count. 1, 2. Undertaker pulls Briscoe out. Chokeslams him through the table, too. I was just like, what the hell is going on?
Perfect.
This match went, like, just became madness right there at the end. Like, it just became insane. A whole bunch of shit was going on.
This is awesome.
And, then Austin and Love both get up, and Austin hits another stunner, goes to count the pin, he like pulls over Vince McMahon's like dead body and uses his hand to count the pin, and that was
which
the match.
right there is one of the just best endings ever that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
just
awesome
like it
spot.
can never be mimicked because it won't be the same.
Yep.
I just thought it was so cool. He's like, "I'll use his hand." I don't know. I liked that one a lot.
So the hero ends up prevailing over all the adversity once again.
Which, huge pop, big old pop.
Oh yeah, everybody loved Austin. They all wanted him to win. To screw over that evil Vince McMahon.
Yeah, them dang heels be ruining the business.
Yep.
The damn heel, the owner of the business.
And this match was definitely not in Austin's favor too. Like what they all sent after him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have never seen the match, I definitely say that if you were like me and you hadn't really seen Stone Cold too much, I can definitely say that this match is worth the while of watching it. But there are going to be better Austin matches out there. I just didn't want to jump right to the best Austin match ever.
Yeah,
you know, I kind of just wanted to watch like some good ones and then get to the better ones. So, if you haven't seen much Austin matches, I'd say this one's not a bad one to start with either. You can even go earlier if you want. But yeah. I mean, I thought the match was really good. I think that back then their layout of the match for especially this one was just how it needed to be. So it's a little different nowadays how the match is not structured very well and it's kind of a mess. But this one, everything was happening and it happened at the right time and they had their spots planned out to work. The end spot was actually something that was good. So it's crazy to look back and see like these matches where it's like, dude, holy shit, like if I would have watched that live, I'd have probably been flipping out. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like nowadays the endings are so predictable or they're anticlimactic. So it is nice to see matches like this, but it sucks that you have to go back in the day to watch it and you can't really get it live.
Could you like imagine being a kid watching that match and like being a huge fan of Austin, just being pissed off at like how they're like, what? He's not counting the pin.
That's what I mean, dude.
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
Like, but then like he wins and you're just like, holy shit, like. So sometimes I just wish I could go back and just live this era or these types of matches, but hopefully we'll get the closest we can get to these in the future with the current product.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely worth the watch, I'd say.
Yes, I thought it was a good match.
So, not bad for me pulling it out of my ass. Could have went a lot worse. Thank God.
So are we rating them or not?
Yeah, we can rate them.
Okay, what do you rate the match?
Well, I'm gonna go with my 4.25.
Okay.
And I'll give a brief description of why. I would say 4.25 only because it wasn't a match. You know, it was more or less just a brawl, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's how most of the Attitude Era is, though.
So, there's nothing wrong with that at all. So, it obviously doesn't take away from it if I'm giving it a 4.2, because that's not bad, or 4.25. I think the only thing that is holding it from being higher is just me not being from the era and not understanding the whole Austin era and stuff. Like, I understand he was big and whatnot, but I think if I'd have watched this in, like, 2000, after, say, I was, like, 15 and I watched this match, I'd probably would have given it, like, a 4.75, but I'm just looking at it as it was just a nice structured brawl with a really nice finish. And, yeah, so I'm just going to stick with the 4.25.
I went on even 4.
Okay.
I went even 4. I thought it was a good match. A lot of brawling.
Mm-hmm.
Ends up getting like really good at the end.
Yeah, I think the end is what really made it for me.
Yeah, I thought it was like a little slower in the beginning.
Yeah. There's a lot of deadness kind of after like these sort of big moves. There's a lot of dead spots where they were just kind of, dead, literally dead. So
I'd say it's definitely a good match, and you should probably watch it.
Yeah.
If you haven't.
And if you have seen it, or if you're going to watch it now, let us know what you would rate what you rate the match. And please don't be an uneducated mark and give it a 2.
It also, just for me as well, it was a little more harder to get into the match because I don't know the story. When you
That's
don't know
true.
the story of everything, it makes matches like harder to know.
Like, the only part of the story that I knew was it's just Vince wants to screw over Austin.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knows that. But when you don't have the build-up and the weekly, like, Vince doing
like
this and pulling the strings.
Like you were saying, you didn't understand, like, why is Taker out here doing
Yeah.
this? So, yeah.
Because, like, when Taker came out, it seemed to be a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I know.
But I sure as hell didn't know what he was doing. I mean, he ended up just making the match hilarious at the end, and I loved him for that, because it's just funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
But yeah, so 4.25 and a 4. So, I mean, if those numbers don't make you want to go watch the match, I don't know. It's pretty good numbers for an over-the-edge match.
Yeah. So should I say my match for next week that we're watching?
Yep.
Okay. So I went with a tag team match this time.
Okay.
Classic tag team match. I don't know if you've seen it before. You might have.
Oh,
maybe.
For the people that are watching, keep in mind this is what he's about to say is a match that we're going to be reviewing next Monday. The video will be up next Monday.
This one we're reviewing next week. So my match for next week it's at No Mercy 2002.
Okay.
It's for the inaugural WWE Tag Team Championships.
Okay.
It's Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Versus Edge and Rey Mysterio.
How have I not heard of that match?
Okay, cool.
Huh. I know Edge and Mysterio were a team for a little bit, but
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one.
I've been meaning to watch for a while. I never watched it, so.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I'm looking forward to that because every single person named there is a wrestling guru, an absolute god in the ring. And 2002 is right for Rey Mysterio, almost his prime, like right there.
Yeah, this is like at the beginning of like the SmackDown era of just incredible.
Yeah,
wrestling.
this yeah. So I can't wait to watch that. So with that being said, make sure that you watch it as well. You can either watch it before or after, depends. But I think it's always more fun to have seen the match and then hear other people's thoughts on it.
Yes.
But, you can do what you want. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. Next Monday is when the upload will be, as this one is also uploaded on a Monday, so it'll be every Monday. And then we're trying to work out if we're going to do the other match on Tuesday or Wednesday, so we'll get a schedule for that as well. Also, every Thursday, every Thursday is our NXT and 205 live reviews. We do those every week. And this Saturday is going to be the greatest Royal Rumble review, because we do NXT and 205 live. We do 2 matches a week of just whatever we want to review. And then we do every WWE pay-per-view. So, we got a lot going on this week. So, we got to try and, do it and get it spaced out right and scheduled and all that. So, it's going to be It's gonna be nice and fun, nice and busy.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we just hope to keep you around. Hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. What an end to a video. Thank you.
I couldn't think of anything to say.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.